How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing great. Um, it's a bit cold, and today we want to know how to identify and prevent being part of investment scam. Okay. A lot of us have. By the way, how many of you have been scammed before? You did an investment and eventually turned out to be a scam. Okay, anybody? When am I coming to England? I'll be in England, I think from the 8th, from 7th to the 13th of March. I will be in London. William says he's been part of that. How many of you come and talk to me? By the way, invite people. Find yourself putting money into something to be an investment. These good investments, you are expecting that you are going to make money, and at the end of the day, it was a scam. And please, let's define scam. Okay? How many of you know that most Africans okay? If a typical Nigerian goes to a restaurant, to buy a food, and then the meat he was expecting to buy was supposed to be big, right? And then the meat was smaller. To him, he's been scammed. He just throws out the scam word. If a typical Nigerian decides to do an investment and they promise to pay him on the 1st of March, but they then paid him on the 4th of April, he would tell everybody they've scammed him. So, how many of you know that Nigerians don't even know the definition of scam? If you know, tap I know. If you don't know, tap I don't know. Because we need to start from that, so we even know what the problems are. Because we use words carelessly, we use words loosely, and the danger of using words loosely is that when real problem eventually happen, okay, it's difficult to take you serious because you've used them so loosely. Right? You use them so loosely, so it's difficult to take you serious, right? Yes, Darren Glad. Okay, she said, I don't know. Well, now you know. Average Nigerian use the word scam loosely. So issues of customer service, poor customer service, we call it scam. Issues of misrepresentation, it's still scam. Okay, so everything is just scam to us. So first of all, the definition of scam is when somebody has an intention from the get-go, okay, not to do what they've promised you. Okay, not to do what they've promised you. So from the get-go, for example, somebody told you, come and invest in this project. We're going to give you XYZ. But the intention from the get-go was never to give you anything, right? He never had the intention of keeping his word. That's a scam. Okay, now you can say they scammed me. Now, if the person really wanted to reward you, but situations beyond his control happen, that is not a scam. Okay? It's not a scam. So if, for example, I told you let's do business, I'm planning to make, I'm just giving an example, 50% profit, I'll be giving you 20% profit, and at the end of the day, I lost all the money. Maybe COVID happened, right? Maybe something happened in the course of the business. You can't say I scammed you. I didn't scam you. I lost money in business and I could not pay you what I promised you. Okay, so I have the right to even sue you in court for calling me a scammer, because I'm going to go to court and show them the evidence to prove that I lost the money, okay, to no fault of mine. The world shut down, okay, I was to run restaurant, I bought food store, everything got spoiled, and I lost the money. So please, let's understand what is a scam and what's not a scam. Today we're talking about how to identify and prevent putting your money in investment scam. So what is now an investment scam? Another word for an investment scam is Ponzi scheme. Now, typical investment scam are investment opportunity that promise you very, very good returns on investment, very high returns on investment. However, it is not backed by any business in the first place. There's no business behind it. So, for example, for you to say you're raising money for investment, there has to be a business. There must be something that money is supposed to go and do. So when people are saying come and invest, what they mean is that they either have an existing business or they have a new business they are starting, or they have an existing business but they have a new project they are starting, and they're asking you to put your money so you can get some good returns. By the way, are you learning and are you hearing me very well? Okay, I just need your feedback. If you can hear me well and you're learning, just type I can hear you, I'm learning. And please share this video and invite more people to join us so we can all learn together, right? So I just want to be sure. And by the way, please engage me, right? Comment, chat. And why I'm asking you to engage me, comment and chat. That's the only way I know you are here. That's the only way I know everything is okay. Everybody can hear me. If you're all quiet and silent, I'm just talking to myself, so I'm not sure whether all is fine or not. Okay, good. So, number one way to identify an investment that is a scam is to analyze what exactly is behind the investment. What is the investment backed up with? Okay, what's the investment backed up with? So I give you an example of the type of investment. By the way, how many of you have lost money in investment before? And it turned out to be a scam. If you have lost money before, just type I've lost money before. How many of you have done an investment? You've put your money into an investment and eventually turned out it was a scam all this while. If you've been a victim of that, just type I have. So number one way to identify is any investment that does not have a physical business or product or service backup. Okay? A physical business or product backup. So somebody tells you invest $10,000 and you're going to get $20,000. Then you say, what business are you people into? Say, well, we trade in gold in Africa. What business are you into? We trade Forex. We'll use your money to trade Forex and I'll give you returns. What are you into? They tell you they're trading crypto. Okay? And they will start showing you some graphs, some images, some examples, something to show that they are traders, they are making money. Oftentimes they are scam. Okay? And I'll tell you why. If you want to trade, I'd rather have you teach me how to trade and let me trade for myself. Because first of all, trading, either in Forex or crypto, okay, mining gold, mining diamond, these are risky businesses, risky ventures, very high risk, and they are difficult to prove their existence, right? It's very difficult to prove that I'm a trader and that I've actively put your money into trading, because you know there are a lot of demo accounts, there are a lot of demo going on. So it's very difficult for a layman who is not experienced. It's difficult for you to, and I'll tell people, number one principles to investment: never invest in something you don't understand. Everybody type it now. Never invest in something you don't understand. Come on, everybody type it right away. Never invest in something you don't understand. Fortified Trucking says, how about Bitcoin? Listen, maybe you were not in my class yesterday. I told you that they are high risk investment, and forex trading, crypto, all of these are one of it. And I didn't tell you not to do it. I only said don't put all your money into it, only put a portion. But what I'm saying in essence is, learn how to do these things yourself rather than give somebody money. They are not physical businesses, right? And I'll soon go into detail of that. You know, it's a different thing if you tell me you will be building houses. I'm not a civil engineer. I'm not an architect, right? So I can't get angry one day now and then turn myself to a civil engineer or architect, right? But when it comes to trading crypto, trading forex, I can easily start that. You can do a course, right? And you can start it. There are even apps, particularly if you're not going to be an active trader. There are softwares that you can easily use and trade. So the person asking that question about Bitcoin, I'm not against any particular coin. You'll be shocked that you make more money from altcoins than even Bitcoin. So that's not the issue. And many of us miss the main point. The main point is, once somebody is asking you to give them money for a high risk investment, then something is wrong, because you don't have control on a high risk investment. I don't know whether you get what I'm teaching you here. You don't have a control. When something is a high risk investment, you don't have control. Now, when you now give your money to somebody else, you have increased the lack of control. Because even if you're doing it yourself, the chances you're going to lose money is still high, and you don't have control. Then when you then give your money to a third party to help you do a high risk investment, you just, quadruple the chances of losing money even more. Come on, are we learning? For learning type, I'm learning. So, right, if you're learning type, I'm learning. So very important to know that the first way to identify an investment scam is when somebody say, give me your money, I'm going to trade for you. Now, it doesn't even mean the person is a scam, but that is an investment you will almost guarantee will lose your money, because you don't have control, right? And the control is double lack of control, technically, right? Because it's a high risk investment. You can't see the investment, you can't touch it. If somebody say, give me money, I'm going to invest in land for you, and then when I make profits, I will give you returns, right? How many of you agree with me that, let's assume the person claimed to have bought the land but couldn't sell the land, that's why he couldn't give you the money? How many of you agree with me that you can tell the person, come and show me the land, right? And you can go and verify the land. If you agree, type I agree, right? Now, you can tell the person, cut my own portion of the land for me. Let me go and look for who will buy it myself. Suddenly, you have reduced the risk. You may not have the physical cash, but at least you have some land, okay? But at least you have some land that you can say, well, you are looking for who will buy. Am I making sense at all? Please share this video and get more people to join us, okay? Because this is a very powerful topic. People keep losing money to investments, and they don't even know that they are the ones causing the losses. They don't even understand it, right? Some think it's witches chasing them, but it's just lack of financial intelligence. They just don't understand how investment works, right? So, in a simple way, if it's something physical, you can go see it, you can check it, you can, and you can be sure that the thing is real. But how do we check crypto? Yeah? How do we check, forex trading? How do we verify? Right? How do we hold it? This is something that you lose your money, it's gone. It won't come back. It's a different if I buy a house and then the market is down. Well, after maybe 5 or 10 years, the market will be back up. Plus, the house is still there. I can decide to move in and be living there. I can decide to be renting the house out. It's something touchable, physical, tangible. So, first way to identify an investment scam is something intangible, something high risk, and yet somebody is the one helping you to handle it. And something you can't even verify its existence, and yet somebody is the one handling it for you. Have we learned something, Abi? Number 2 way to identify and prevent investment scam is your own greed. Yes, you that are watching me, your own greed. Everybody type, Lord help me to prevent personal greed. I want everybody to type it. Lord help me to prevent personal greed. Okay, I'm on the street of Paris, right? Since I came, I've been seeing this is an homeless person. I've been seeing a lot of homeless people in Paris, and I'm just showing you that again to emphasize what I keep saying. It's not from abroad, right? I've seen more homeless people in major cities of the world whenever I travel than I've seen in street of Lagos. So there are poor people everywhere in the world. A lot of us keeps, making things look as if our own country is the worst. Yes, we need to change. There are a lot of things we need to correct about Nigeria, but there are homeless people everywhere. If I continue to move now, I will show you maybe 4 or 5 homeless people. If I had come in the morning, you would have seen a lot of homeless people. A lot. Last night, I was seeing so many of them. So there are homeless people everywhere in the world, not just Nigeria. But back to our conversation. Number 2 way to prevent real estate, I said real estate, to prevent investment scam is your own greed. And it's something you need to pray to God to help you, right? A lot of us do not know that it is difficult for anybody to scam you without you being greedy. In fact, the first way to know a potential person to scam is their greed. When somebody is greedy, they will always lose money. Okay? They will always lose money. They will always lose money because they are never taking time to really do their own analysis. So we're talking before I started this show. I saw a post by the CEO of Lagos, and she and her husband are top real estate developers in Nigeria, and she did a table of how much building materials were worth years ago and how much they are worth now. And there were a lot of signs of something that was worth 300,000 before is now worth 1.5 million, right? The disparity is so huge. The crisis is crazy in the real estate sector. Some houses that you have put in the market before now for, let's say, property you've put in the market for, let's say, 500 million naira. Now, the sellers are telling you if they don't bring 800 million, they are not selling because they're also looking at the devaluation of the currency, right? Some houses were selling for 28 million, I'm not kidding you. Now we're having to sell it for 80 million, we're not even sure of profits from 28 million 3 years ago. So things are that bad. But here's where I'm going. There are still people in the real estate market in Nigeria promising people that they can still give them a two bedroom house for 30 million. And some people are still falling for it. That they would build them a new 2-bedroom for 30 million. And people are falling for it. And you're not asking yourself, what's the quality of the iron? What's the quality of the block that will be used? What's the quality of what is going to be used? Nobody is asking the important question. Now, at the end of the day, when the building is inferior or the building collapses, suddenly you see people say, I was scammed. So you can never be scammed except you're greedy. The number one way to prevent scam is to work on your own greed, right? Because once you work on your own greed, you will be your own checkmate. You will do your own analysis. And a lot of time, people are more bothered about buying things at a cheaper price, right? And negotiating lower. Meanwhile, part of your job includes buying things at the right price. So if some things looks too good to be true, you should query it. So for example, somebody says, come do investment, I will give you 50% every year. Your red flag should go up. Can you explain to me how and why? Where will you get the 50% from? Okay, I did an investment, it's a lowest investment, right? And they promised to be giving me 5% every year. Okay, if I don't fall sick, they will just be giving me 5% every year. I did not bother ask them questions because I know any dummy can invest and be able to give 5% every year. But once you tell me you're going to give me 30% every year, I want to ask questions. I want to say, okay, so this money I'm giving you, what are you doing with it? I want it to be backed up with something realistic, something, tangible, something you can hold, right? Because I want to be sure that, my money is safe. So I'm not all about high profit. There was an investment program that went bad in Nigeria. So, and people started tagging me. Oh, Dr. Steven, can you talk to this guy? We've lost money. Now, I just used to hear of the guy. I've never even met him until that issue happened. So I remember I told someone to tell him to talk to me. So he reached out. We were speaking for the first time after the thing went bad. And I asked him, I said, so how much were you giving your investors? I knew the business he was doing. He was into food business. He had restaurants, he had logistics, and he was even doing it even in Dubai. So he was doing the business existed. But the returns were not realistic when he broke it down for me. He said he was giving his investors 4% every month. So I remember saying to him, I said 4% every month. First of all, explain to me why on earth will you be doing business in Nigeria? Okay, even though you had another branch in Dubai, but majority of your business is in Nigeria. And you are giving people monthly returns. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? And why didn't you reach out to some of us before the business collapsed? Because the reason why you go to meet mentors is not when problem starts, is to prevent problem. And it's so that they can even tell you things that you need to adjust before problem starts. It's not when you run into crisis, you now start running to mentors. I said, if you have informed me that you're even giving people, I don't even care what business you're doing. It's not sustainable and realistic for anyone to be giving people returns every month in Nigeria. The African business climate is too volatile to guarantee returns to people every month. It's just not even sustainable. I don't care what the business is. I don't care even if you are making 100 times what you are promising people. You cannot be running business in Africa and guarantee people monthly returns. That's the first mistake he made. right? Meanwhile, today you still see a lot of people telling you they want to invest in Africa and they want monthly returns. That's just not a realistic way. Anybody giving you such is probably doing what we call Ponzi scheme. What is a Ponzi scheme? It's an investment model where you are giving the new investors the money of the old investors. There's no business behind it. There's no business behind it. Now, what do I mean? And I'll break this down very well for us. For you to be able to give anybody returns, legally, you are expected to have done business with their money. Right? Now, most business gestation period is over a year. At least 6 months to a year. Most business. In other words, you will need at least a year, because when you look at every company graph, this is how it goes. Company graph, right? Income graph or profit graph. That's if they are even making profit. It goes like this. Right? So it doesn't go like this. Right? In other words, it's not accelerating. It modulates. So at the end of the year, when you see a company say, we made 20% profit, right? It wasn't as if they were making 20% profit every month all through the 12 months. Some months they made 40%. Some other months they made what? 15% losses. But by the time they added the 12 months together, they eventually made what? 20% profit. So that's the profit graph of most organizations are like this. It's not accelerating. Are we learning, guys? If you're learning type, I'm learning. I need to communicate with me. That's how I know you are part of this and you are listening to me, right? If you are learning type, I'm learning, I'm getting value, I'm picking something tangible. Come on, talk to me, guys. I need to communicate with me. Okay? So when you then hear, so I said to the young man, why were you giving people monthly returns? It's not sustainable. Number two, you were giving them 4% every month. Meaning that in a year, you are giving, can anybody calculate for me? 4% times 12. How much does that amount to in a year? 4 times 12. What's the total? 4 times 12. Okay, 4 times 12. What does that give us? 4 times 12. Okay? Thank you, everybody. I can see that we're all learning. So 4 times 12, that gives us 48, right? So this guy was giving people 48% every year. That is also another problem. How can you give people 48% a year? It's not realistic. I told you if I go around, I'll probably find 5 homeless persons. This is another homeless person. This is street of Paris. Okay? And I'll keep showing you guys everywhere I go so that you stop deceiving yourself thinking that once you travel abroad, there's money on the street. They pack gold. Okay? That's an homeless person. There are homeless people all over the Western world. And these are things they don't show you on TV. So all of you want to Japan. Nothing wrong with Japan. Just plan it well so that you don't find yourself being homeless. And it's more dangerous for you to be a black person and you're homeless in a Western world. Right? Racism is real. But back to my talk. So you are giving 48% return on investment every year. In an African setting, that is ridiculous because the African economy is not stable. So for you to be giving them 48% guaranteed returns. But let me ask you a question. How many of you, before today's training, will have loved to get 48% returns in investment? Let's be honest. I want very truthful people. Just say me. Just be honest. Don't lie to me now. How many of you, before today's training, will have preferred a 48% return on investment every year? Be honest with me. Come on. Type your answer. Okay? Be honest with me. Don't pretend now that if somebody had promised you 48%, I say, hey, why not? In fact, you probably even ask the person, can you give me more? Okay? And you not even think it's risky. Now, how many of you used to think, and hear this very well, the reason you lost money in investment was because the partners were dubious and not that the structure was bad? Okay? Type me 3 times if you are in that category. How many of you who have lost money before felt that the partners involved in the business were dubious instead of thinking that the structure was bad? And that's the third way to prevent and identify real investment scam. It is the structure that's usually bad. Most of what you said they scammed you, nobody intended to scam you. They only had a bad structure. So the gentleman that I told you reached out to me after he lost his business, and he had, in fact, he told me, he said he raised 13 billion naira in the space of 3 years. He had almost 20,000 investors, right? And he has disappeared now because of this whole thing, right? Okay? So that's number 3 person, homeless, just on the street of Paris. I have another one in front of me, so I told you. Okay? And this is 11:26. Homeless people on the street. If we had come very early, like 6 a.m., you see so many people. So, again, before you jump out, think where. Think where. Don't just rush and say you are leaving Africa. There are poor people everywhere in the world. And all the homeless people I've shown you are not blacks. So you don't think it's only black people that are homeless. This is number 4 person, right? Homeless. With a child, I think. So there are homeless people everywhere. Wake up. But back to my video. Where was I? Let me see, where do I pass? Let me pass it. Hello, are we here? If you are still with me, type I'm with you. If you're still with me, type I'm with you. Come on, talk to me, guys. If you are still here, type I'm here. Just want to know you're all following. Okay, beautiful. So the structure of the investment is usually what is bad. So what am I teaching you today? Before going into any investment, take your time to analyze the structure. Okay? So I told you that the guy, after his news went viral and people started saying I should advise him, right? He reached out to me and I then asked him what was the structure. He was giving 48% every year. I said, but this wasn't sustainable, right? And the last thing I asked him, were you backing some of this money up with real estate assets? Because the money at some point were coming more than he could use, right? And so he had more money coming. People just, when the return is good, everybody wants to put their money. So I said, did you back it up with real estate? Because you needed to have backed it up with real estate. And that's why, for me, most of my investment, over 90% of my investment is in real estate. And one of the reasons why I did that is because every other thing can disappear. But as long as the land is there, you can touch it. The house is there, you can touch it, then you can go to bed. Right? Once an investment is backed with real estate, something tangible, something real, then the chances that you will lose money totally is very low. It doesn't mean you can't lose money, but the chances are low. For example, we're building over 400 housing units in Katy, Texas, and the investment is backed with the land and then the construction itself. So soon we'll start construction there, hopefully in August. So it's backed up with something you can touch, something you can hold, something real. It's not something digital, something floating online. Okay, are we learning, guys? If we're learning type, I'm learning. So number 3 or number 4, always analyze the structure of the investment. Okay, how realistic is the structure? They're going to be giving me 48%. What are they selling? What are the chances that what they are selling, okay, will continue to bring returns that is what they promised me? So for me, for example, there are certain returns you tell me you're going to be giving me, and I'll just tell you to your face, I can't do this investment. I'll be like, but why, Dr. Steven? I just say, I'm not interested. So why? I said, because I know you will not be able to pay me what you promised me. I just know you are over promising me and you are going to under deliver. I know it because the structure of your investment is faulty. Okay, it's faulty. Are we learning, guys? Okay, if you're learning, just type I'm learning, I'm learning. The next way to identify investments that are Ponzi and that are scam and prevent being part of it, okay, and this is very important, and I've said this over and over time, is one-man business. So I've done business over the years, and one of the things people will probably tell you they don't like about me is because if you chat me up today and say you want to buy something from any of the companies that I am majority shareholder, I would link you up with people in the office and say, talk to this person, call this person, call that person. And a lot of people have said they are angry with me, they don't like that. They expected me to personally take them through the investment. It is me they know, it is me they trust, and they go over all of it. And I laugh. Stephen Akintayo is one man. God forbid, he can die any day. He's mortal, right? He's one man. And when people build a one-man business, it's dangerous. When there are no structure, there are no people working in the company, there are no people, who are helping to grow the business. God forbid anything happen, the business will start going down. Businesses that the owner cannot leave the company for 1 month, right? Yet you go and be putting all your money there. It's dangerous, guys. It's dangerous. One of the things I look out for before I put my money into any company, does this man have a team? Does this company have a team? How often does the owner leave the business and travel? And yet there's no crisis, right? If I notice the owner cannot even leave his business for 2 weeks, I'm not putting my money. I'm not going to put my money. No matter what you tell me, I'm not putting my money. I will not. Because that tells me that is a very, very dangerous business. That's a business that can collapse any day, anytime. Okay? One-man business. And many of you put your money into such businesses. The businesses, no proper structure. Everything is about the founder. Everything is around the founder. Everything is, the founder is the one that approves this, that approves that buys this, that signs all checks, that vets contractors, vets vendors, vets. He does not trust anybody. Well, now, don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. If you're going to run business, particularly in Africa, you have to be firm as a founder. You have to have your eye and cross your T's. You have to be very strong and check things out properly. Yeah, very important. But if the system is such that you, the founder, cannot even trust anybody, right? Everything is tied around you. Then I'm sorry, I can't invest in such business. I can't put my money. right? I just can't put my money in such a company. So it's very important when investing in a company, look out for team. Now, some of those teams will abuse it, right? I've had people I've trusted and they misbehave and they disappointed me many times. But I'll be foolish not to still trust people. I'll be foolish because you have to build your empire on people. I taught you yesterday about passive and active income. How many of you remember my class yesterday? Passive and active income. Who remember? If you remember, type I remember. Okay? And I told you that any form of active income is not sustainable because there's a law of diminishing return. And even you're human. You can fall sick. There could be a new kid in the block that will take your job. Right? But Osime, I don't know if you know Osime. Osime. Right? He's a Nigerian player. If you know Osime, type I know Osime. Osime was sharing one of his videos. He said, I own 2 estates. He said, because I'm very aware that football is for a season. Right? I will soon get old. And the whole football thing will be over. So I have to build something I can fall back on. That's Osime talking. He's in his early 20s, but he has seen the older ones. He has seen how many of them messed things up when they were rich, that they should have been putting things together, building something. They were spending all. They never built any tangible business. So even being a football star is an active income. Being an actor, an actress, a media person is an active income. Ultimate money comes from what we call passive income. Money that comes without you doing any extra work. Once you invest one time, the money keeps coming. So the same way, if the business you are putting your money into, right, has not been structured where the founder can take a vacation, the founder can take a back seat and the business keep running, then there is something wrong, and that is a red flag to know that that's not a business you want to put all your money in. Because if you do that, you may lose all your money. Come on guys, have you learned something good today? Have you learned something good today? If you've learned something good, type this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. Okay, those of you just joining us, I'm Dr. Stephen Akintayo, live in Paris, and I'm sharing how to identify and prevent investment scam. And I'm aware many of you have lost money to different types of investment scam. And this training is to educate you on the things you missed out, the things that maybe you took for granted, and to be very much conscious going forward. Okay? So last but not the least, even though I've said it before, but I want to reiterate it because I feel it's very, very important. What often guarantees that you will not lose your money in an investment is the structure of the investment and not just the people who put the investment together. So what do I mean? A lot of us get overexcited about the people who put the investment together. Oh, he's a pastor. Oh, she's a pastor. Oh, she's a presenter. Oh, she's a this. Oh, he's an actor. Oh, he's a celebrity. Listen, we all make mistakes in business, right? Many of us, even me, have made a lot of mistakes in business. Oh, the person is a pope. Even the pope can make a mistake, right? Do not do investment just based on the people who put the business together or put the company together. By yourself, okay? Analyze the chances that the business will do well. Do the analysis yourself, okay? Think it through yourself. So these people ask me to bring money they are starting a makeup business. So how will the makeup business go? Right? So these people are, for example, I have somebody who asked me to come and invest in a fashion business. Right? And he's been doing the fashion business for years now, for many, many years. And so there's no issue of is the business real or not, because he's been doing the business for many, many years. But I then told him, I said, my dear friend, I'm only interested in the online aspect of your business. Okay? But for me to put my money into the brick and mortar part of your business, I cannot start there, because he wanted us to open one of his stores in Paris, here in Paris, open a big store for him here in Paris, because he feels that, we're opening the store in Paris. Imagine we having a store in Paris and all of those stuff. And I said to him, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I cannot put my money into your store in Paris. It's a good idea, but that's not the beginning. And I asked him a simple question. That's what I'm advising all of you to begin to take note of right now. I asked him a simple question. How many people right now are buying your suits from Paris? Okay? And you're having to ship it to them from Nigeria. He said none. So I said, what's the guarantee that if you open the store in Paris, people will be buying? Where is in fact, have we even tasted their taste buds? What's the guarantee that they want to be buying your kind of clothes? So I said to him, let's start your online store first. We'll target people in Paris. We'll target people in Dubai. We'll target people in the US. When we start having over 100 orders, 100 to 200 orders from Paris alone every month, then it's time for us to go and open the Paris business. In fact, those who normally order from us in Paris will be the first set of people who will tell to invest in our Paris business. Are we learning from what I'm saying now? Now, if you see how you analyze investment now. So now I'm comfortable to invest in his online business. Why? Because I am convinced that the online business will do well. By the way, this is a guy who's been doing fashion for years, for over 20 years. I know the quality of his stuff, and I know online-wise it will do well. Okay? But the brick and mortar, I understand the complexity of it. So if I don't know what I now know now, guess what will have happened? I will give him a lot of money to go and open a physical brick and mortar office. And by the way, I hope you know, the fact that somebody is a good fashion designer does not mean he's a good investment analyst or is financially intelligent. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Somebody can be the best fashion designer, but he doesn't even understand money. He doesn't understand finance. He doesn't understand the real processes, when it comes to investment, how to guarantee people's return. So, good guy, he wasn't trying to scam me, he wasn't trying to cheat me, but innocently, he opens a Paris branch of his store. The thing doesn't do well. I will start shouting, they scam me in Paris, so I put my money into somebody's business in Paris, I was scammed. And this is part of how we continue to ruin our reputation as Africans in business. Okay? And we continue to ruin our integrity. People who innocently lost money, they were not trying to scam nobody. They just didn't understand what we call structuring investments. And that's why I'm saying again, I'm repeating that point. Read well, analyze the structure of the investment very well before you before you put your money. Okay, everybody type, before I invest my money, I will analyze the structure of the investment and the business itself. Come on, everybody type it. Before I invest my money, I will analyze the structure of the business very well. Come on, everybody type it again. Before I invest my money, I will analyze the business and the structure very well. So it's not about the integrity alone of the people who have put an investment together. That's not the only thing required. You have to analyze the structure and understand it, and be based on the analysis, there is sense, it's obvious that the structure is sustainable and it will be easier for you to get your returns back. Because oftentimes we focus more on, oh, he's a good person, I will not lose my money. Yeah, he's a good person, but that doesn't mean you won't lose your money, because things happen in business beyond our control. Did you get value today? Okay, if you got value, again type I got value, I got value, I got value. Come on, talk to me, guys. If you got value, type I got value, I got value. I have another gift for you today. So who is interested in my gift? Just similar to yesterday, I gave a gift, so I'm giving you guys a gift today. So who is interested? Okay, if you're interested in my gift, type I'm interested, I'm interested. So today's gift is one of my books, and I'm giving the e-copy of the book. Today's gift is one of my books, and I'm giving you the e-copy of the book. And the title of the book is Family Finance. In that book, I shared a lot of strategies that families need to put together to be on top of their game when it comes to their finance. And I'm giving the e-copy for free. I think it's $27 on Amazon or so, but you get the e-copy for free. There are two simple assignments for you to get the gifts. Assignment number 1, okay, follow me on YouTube. Assignment number 2, if you're already following me on YouTube, that's good. Copy the video of one of my YouTube videos, share it on at least 4 platforms. Okay, so one of my YouTube videos, pick the link and share it on at least 4 platforms. So you can share it on WhatsApp group, Facebook page, LinkedIn, Instagram, and even on your own YouTube as well. Just share it on 4 social media platforms. Then send a screenshot that shows that you are following me on YouTube. My YouTube handle is Dr. S. Akintayo. That's my YouTube handle. Then send a screenshot that shows you are following me now on that YouTube channel. Then send a screenshot of the 4 platforms that you are now, 4 platforms that you shared one of the YouTube videos, and then send those evidence to info@stephenakintayo.com. info@stephenakintayo.com. Send it as a mail. In your mail, make sure you put your phone number and state the 2 gifts that I'm to give you. The 2 gifts is number 1, the book called Family Finance. Okay, that's the first gift. The second gift is a 15-minute session to discuss about our KD project. Please, like I said, if you can't afford to invest in our KT project, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. If you can't afford that, then don't bother to chat me. Just collect the book, go and read it, and you're good, right? But if you get the book and you still have money to invest, then you can insist on a 15 minutes WhatsApp chat. It's not a call, it's just a WhatsApp chat with me, and you can ask me any question you have about our US KD project and how you can invest, and we discuss, and hopefully we make money together. Okay, I hope you are happy you attended today's event. So again, I've just pinned it, Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Go follow the channel, share one of the videos on 4 platforms, then send the evidence, screenshot it and send the evidence to info@stephenakintayo.com. Indicate the 2 gifts I'm giving you. Gifts number 1 that I'm giving you is the book, e-copy of my book, Family Finance. Gift number 2 that I'm giving you is a 30 minutes WhatsApp chat with me. If you can afford to invest with from $20,000 and above in our US project, I can have a chat with you on how and answer all your questions. Okay? I hope you got value today. Come on, show some appreciation. Thank you, Daring Glad. Thank you for thanking me. I appreciate you, my sister. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. And thank you for spending this 1 hour plus with me. I hope it was worth the time. And I hope going forward, you know how to identify investments that are scam. Going forward, you prevent putting your money into things that look shiny. They look very profitable, but at the end of the day, you're going to lose all your money anyway. So I hope this is helpful. And I hope you've been able to also see the city of Paris. This amazing cold morning. It's very cold in Paris. So hope you enjoyed the walk with me. I do this 1 hour walk every day to stay in shape. Okay, and hope you enjoyed it with me. I love you all. God bless you and have a wonderful day ahead. Okay, day full of blessings, favor, and good news. Please share this video with your friends, with your loved ones. There's so much for people to learn from what I teach, and I have over 2,000 videos on YouTube. Just go and share these things and educate, empower people, and change their lives forever. Okay, I love you so